This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv. Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Super Training Gym's actually just right there. About to go inside that motherfucker in a couple minutes. Got a great question today from AlmaOw18 off of YouTube. He asks, why do powerlifters do speed movements? What's the point in doing explosive movements when the bench, squat, and deadlift, when they're done heavy, they're done slow? Well, it's kind of a complex question in some ways, and in simple terms, force is mass times acceleration. Got a nice glare going there. Force is mass times acceleration, and we're trying to produce as much force as possible. So we have one day a week where we work on producing as much force as we possibly can. With the right amount of mass on the bar, we can accelerate into the bar properly, thus producing the right amount of force. So just for example, if we have 300 pounds on the bar and we have some accommodating resistance, let's say like a green band on the bar or something like that, we can exert a lot more force into that 300 pounds or a similar amount of force than we could if we were to try to max with, let's say, 550. It's a proven fact that when you utilize bands that you're going to move faster. When Jesse Burdick and myself do these CrossFit powerlifting certification courses for CrossFit, we do a lot of stuff with bands. And if you were to take somebody who can deadlift, let's say 350, and they were to do 225 with some bands on there. Well, if you said do as many reps as you can in 10 seconds with 225, you would see that they would do a lot more reps with the 225 and the band on there than they would with just regular 225 on the bar, which is actually quite odd. But the band, again, is forcing you to accelerate faster, so you're moving the bar faster. And that's what we're after. We're after bar speed. We're trying to move the bar as fast as we can. And we're trying to teach our bodies over and over again how to become explosive. It gets to the point where, as a power lifter, we laugh. We'll do sets of 8 or sets of 10 or sets of 6, and we'll be dying. And we're like, man, I don't even know how to relax anymore. Your body, because you've made yourself efficient in one pathway, you made yourself inefficient in some other pathways. So your body, when you do sets of 6 or sets of 8 or sets of 10, your body goes, God damn. and it's a real kick in the nuts. So more powerlifters should probably be doing that from time to time to help build muscle mass and to help build strength from kind of a slightly different angle. But again, to answer your question, what we're trying to do is we're trying to produce as much force as possible, and that will transfer over into the maximum lifts if you're still doing max effort like exercises where you're still getting that strain. If you don't have the two together, then you will end up with lackluster results. You can't do it that way. It doesn't work that way. If you only did speed work, it would not work. You may see guys like Andy Bolton, YouTube Andy Bolton, and watch some of his deadlifts that are online, and watch the speed and the force and the rate at which he moves his weights. Andy Bolton can get a lot out of speed deadlifting. He'd probably do speed deadlifting for months on end and really never handle anything too heavy. He might go to the meet and pull 1,050 or some crazy shit like that coming up because he's just that strong and he's that talented. He's taught his body to be explosive over the years, but Andy Bolton also already has a very, very strong base. He's also doing heavy squats and other things to replace those heavy deadlifts. He realizes that if he just does heavy deadlift after heavy deadlift, that he's going to fry himself out. So he'll stick with weights sometimes only in the 800 pound range, which are just so light for him. It's insane. Watch the videos and you'll see what I'm talking about, how fast he moves those weights. You got other guys out there like AJ Roberts and Dave Hoff. Those guys do a great job of mixing it up in terms of their speed work and their max effort work. It's a weekly plan, the Conjugate system, and it's 2 days a week are devoted to lower body and 2 days a week are devoted to upper body, and 1 day a week is dedicated to speed for both upper body and lower body. And then we also have the max effort day. So everything meshes together. Everything's there for a reason. Louis Simmons a lot of times says, who are you to modify me? When people want to modify his methods. And he says, don't do that because you're doing it the wrong way. You want to do the speed work and the max effort work. It's crucial that you do both. If you're working with athletes and you don't want them to go heavy too often because you're afraid it will slow them down, you got to get some heavy work in there somewhere. Try to piece it in where you can because it's necessary. It's a necessary part of strength training. You can't just go fast all the time. The speed work will help develop more force and will help develop a more explosive athlete, but not with the absence of heavy training, not with the absence of max effort work. You could take a newbie and have them do speed work till they're blue in the face, and it really won't do much of anything for them. And the reason being is because they don't have anything to draw upon. They have nothing inside their body to draw upon. They have no former history of lifting heavy shit. So you got to get the heavy shit in there, and you got to get the speed stuff in there. If you don't want to do speed work and you're not fond of it, then maybe do more of like an Eddie Cohn style workout where you do sets of 6 and sets of 5 and sets of 3, and Ed kind of blended the two together in a way. Just kind of automatically due to the way that he trained. That's pretty much it from supertraining.tv. Later.